Hey, Mighty Pity with Everable here. And today we're gonna be talking about taking your branding to a brand and what does that really mean for your business. Are you ready? So you might or might not know this, but I actually started as a graphic designer. Back in college, that is what I majored in, and it was a true passion back there. Little by little, I understood the importance of graphic design and branding and applying that into a business and how it can actually help you grow your business little by little, right? And so that is how I kind of got a little bit started into the industry. I loved from the very beginning how to create logos and fonts, everything about color palettes. It was a true passion. And so, when you start your business, you might start to think, okay, aside from my name, what do I really need? And that is where branding comes in, right? People for the most part know that branding might include some elements, kind of like I said, your logo, your font, your colors. But I want us to take today this journey from taking it from just branding to a true brand. And what does that mean, again, for your business, but also in each step of your customer journey. So to get started, I'm wearing my Everable shirt today that says helping Medspas thrive. Part of having your brand, it is having your customs and your values very engraved into each step of your customer journey. So having something that defines your passion and your main focus for your business is what's going to help you complete this brand. So like I said, your branding can take the form of these type of graphic design elements. It can be part of your website, and what does that look like? If you hire a photographer to take photos of your med spa and your services and your staff, what do those look like, right? Are you more like light and fresh and airy, or are you more of a dark toned, right? So it just depends on where you're at, and all of those elements are very important because visually people will establish that connection. So for example, in my own personal brand, I have plants everywhere. I love plants. I'm the plant lady. My friends know me as a plant lady. Even Luis, instead of giving me flowers, usually gives me a plant. So plants are part of my brand. They are also part of my branding because I use the colors that I love from plants, bringing them into my own designs. However, when it comes to a brand, the fact that I love plants can help me connect with people in a different level. And that is the main difference. Your branding is just looks. It's just what people see as the first impression, your handshake, your first 9 photos inside Instagram. Your logo, right? It's just that first piece that people see. However, you want to make sure that your branding becomes a brand by adding certain elements. So what are these elements? First off, your med spa has a personality, and it could be you, right? One of the first questions that we ask our clients as they come in is, who is the face of your med spa? Now, for the most part, it is usually the business owner, but a lot of the times it might be a couple of people inside the med spa, people that have been in there for a long time, or if they're barely starting, it might just be somebody inside the business, a staff member. And I know this can be a hard question for a lot of people because they might not be 100% inside their business, so they don't want to be the face of the brand, but they also have staff members that come and go. So it is a hard question, and I get that, but people connect with people. We've said that again and again. So having a face to your brand is very important, even if it changes later on, but having that will be your first step. Now, The second one is adding that personality, right? So when you are choosing this person, if it's not you as the business owner, which I definitely recommend, then you want to make sure that whoever you're choosing has the personality behind that med spa. So if your med spa is, light and airy and made for millennials maybe, then you're gonna choose a millennial to be the face of your practice, right? And they're gonna have this light and airy feel to them. You need to explain to them what you're looking for, but you can also choose based on their personality. Now, maybe your med spa is geared towards an older generation, maybe a more mature audience, and for women over 50 that want to look better. So the face of that med spa can be that ideal person, and talk to them about their issues and their problems because they can connect. At the end of the day, that is the whole reason about a brand. You want to connect with your ideal audience. Now, based on that personality, you also have your copy. Everything that you are going to be writing inside your ad copy, which we usually take care of, but also in your social media, your blog posts, your newsletters, everywhere you are writing something, that personality has to come through in the copy. We usually, whenever we are writing for our own or for our clients, we like to read it out loud. How would this sound? Does this sound like Everable? Does this sound like X and so Med Spa? Does it sound like so and so person that is behind that Med Spa? If the answer is yes, then you got it. That is the branding behind your copywriting. Now, another really important step is your staff, right? They are also part of your brand. So just as you are choosing somebody to be that face of your brand, if it's not yourself, or if it is, but you still need to have your staff members understand the value of your company, understand what is making you passionate about med spas. And they need to understand this because they are going to be part of your brand as a whole. Again, branding is the visual elements, but brand is how you make people feel. So from the very moment that somebody walks in through the door, if you have a catchphrase that you want them to use, do that. Like we have examples such as Stripes or Walmart. Every time you go into a Stripes, if there's any near you, they always say, "Welcome to Stripes." That is their thing. And it's with this little chimey tone. "Welcome to Stripes." Like that is what they say every single time you walk in through one. So if you have something like that, use it. There's this wax place, I think it is a national brand as well. So European wax centers. Every time you walk through one of them or you call them, they always say, "It's a gorgeous day at European Wax Center. How can I help you?" And they might not have a little chime to it, which I definitely suggest you use, but it is something that they constantly do. And when you walk in, they say the same thing. "It's a gorgeous day at European Wax Centers. How can we help you?" So those little elements are very important as you're writing your customer journey and your brand together, right? So make sure to have something like that and let your staff know that that is what you want to do. And so with this same concept, the next two pieces of your brand are very important. One is your processes. And so how do you do things in your day-to-day is going to affect how your customers see that relationship with your brand. And so the customer journey is also going to be very important. That's why these two are so interconnected. You want to make sure that your processes look good and they work for your business, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they are connected to your brand, your values, your vision. How and why are you doing them a certain way? And so once you establish that, anytime and every time you have a new staff member, you train them on this so they know and they understand. So that way, in every single touch point with your ideal customer, client, or patient, then they can understand that connection. And they can say, just like I was giving you an example, welcome to Strives. It's the same thing. You just kind of like, it just clicks in your mind and it makes you feel great because med spas are a luxury, right? We all, when we go to one, we want to feel special, we want to feel pampered, we want to feel like the VIP of that room. And so with these processes in mind, and as you train your staff, you will start a brand where people later on, even years later, might connect. I felt this way when I went to so-and-so med spa. They made me feel that way. Or, oh, that reminds me of this med spa that I went to. So that's what you really want to do with your processes and every single touch point in your customer journey. And last but not least, your ideal clients are also part of your brand. So if you start creating a really good relationship with your clients or your patients, you will start seeing a trend of those ideal clients. And you're gonna see why it is that you are attracting them. If you have all of your other elements made up correctly, you will start seeing more and more of that trend. And for us as advertisers, we definitely want to hear more about your ideal audience because it'll help us determine that in the back end so we can get you more leads and more clients that look like them. So you want to make sure that you understand who they are because they also will help you in the long run create content for your med spa. If you are having a great relationship with them, then it is more than likely that they will end up creating a review for you or even doing a video testimonial, right? And they will, get out of the med spa and take a selfie of their brand new chemical peel and how they look, sometimes even the process. Like nowadays, people love to record everything and have Instagram stories and TikToks and Snapchat. So they might even be very much willing to create content for you that you can later on ask, hey, can I use this content for my social media? And more than likely, if they tagged you, they probably want you to see it and they probably want you to repost. So just make sure that you have the okay with them, but you will start creating this very curated content for your brand. And so those are all the elements that your brand really needs. So let's take your branding, your colors and logo and fonts and make it into a full brand. So get those elements, but get everything else in between. Again, who is the face of your brand? What are your processes? What do they look like? What does your customer journey look like? And what are all those touch points? And what are you and how are you training your staff to make sure that they also deliver this brand to every single customer that crosses your door? So if you have any questions about brand and branding and how we can help you in your business, make sure to check us out. Keep following us on Instagram, Facebook, and listening to our podcast. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.